My name is Anita Pandey, and I am running for Howard County Board of Education. I'm a teacher. This is my 28th year teaching. I started teaching in Africa. Formally, when I finished my bachelor's degree, I was 18, and I started teaching at the College of Education in Azare, northern Nigeria. I remember that day specifically. But informally, I started teaching at age 8 when my mother asked me to teach her English. At that time, we were living in Zambia, in the Copperbelt region that had attracted engineers, doctors, teachers from all over the world. And I remember how perplexing the English language was to me, and how surprised I was to discover that our 26 letters made more than 50 sounds. So I created an alphabet song to teach my mother the sounds and the spellings of English. I went on to teach because my father inspired me as a geography teacher to teach, and my mother, who was deprived of the opportunity to go to school, encouraged and prodded me to go on to teach and to get my highest degree possible, just like my siblings. Thanks to her and my father, I am the third girl in both my father's village as well as my mother's village to have a formal education, and I'm most proud of that. I went on to do my master's in teaching English at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and right after, I went on to pursue a doctorate degree at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And while I was there, I did a second master's with an emphasis on literacy. I have had the privilege of serving as the U.S. liaison for the Association for Childhood Education International, and we help with childhood education all over the world using the UNICEF's Charter of Human Rights, as well as a 10-point scale that the Association for Childhood Education International and the Alliance for Childhood have collectively created. Prior to that, I had the privilege of serving as one of 10 global ambassadors for both the ACEI and the Alliance for Childhood, and I served one term on the board of the National Association for Bilingual Education. Thanks to these experiences, I was invited to speak at the U.S. House of Representatives on the pre-K through 12th grade language pipeline. I am passionate about languages because I feel, and I know as a linguist and as a literacy specialist, the power of language, not just conventional language, but of music too, in enhancing students' English language, reading and speaking skills, as well as their social engagement, as well as their math and science skills. I'm also a proud parent. I have a middle schooler and a high schooler, both of whom attend Howard County Public Schools, and they're both my student campaign advisors. They helped us create our slogan, which is, "It takes a county to be best in class." I'm certain that you will agree with us that when every child, every parent, every community member, every policymaker, every principal, and every other resident comes together, we help create a stronger school system and a stronger community. My top 5 objectives are as follows. Number 1, I would like us to utilize best practices to enhance reading instruction, because as a reading specialist, I know that we should either lower the timeline for testing in the sense that test students later, that's what I meant, for reading instruction, or teach them using an approach that is strategic, that brings in the history of English and strategies that are phonetic to help them remember the spellings and the meanings of words. I would also like to see our students have an opportunity to learn languages other than English earlier than middle school, because that is when their brains are more than ready to absorb and to master languages, and we already know the effects, the chain reactions, and the IQ increases that come with that. I would also like to see parents and community members be more fully engaged in our school system, because currently, while our PTAs are doing an excellent job, if you're not on the PTA or if you do not have a child in the school system, your voice might not carry as much weight. So I would like to see us engage our community fully, including our senior citizens who have so much to offer. In addition, I would like to reduce student pressure and stress that comes from either excessive testing or excessive homework. And not all students have excessive homework, but sometimes the homework that comes in might not be spaced out as well as it could be. And that could help our students feel less burdened. And if they think of testing as a progress report as opposed to a test score, and we think of alternative ways to test like portfolios, I think that our students would have less pressure and would feel like learning more. So I'm looking to you for your support, for your input, and I hope that I have the opportunity to earn your vote. There's more information about me at my website, anitapandey.org, as well as on my book websites, languagebuildingblogs.com, as well as on LinkedIn and Facebook. Thank you so much for the opportunity to have this conversation.